let's look at page 199. And Erin, can you translate? We're giving directions here. How do we say to the left? Katie, to the right, and Alyssa, straight ahead. Very good. Straight ahead is toute droite. Yes, it is. Very nice. Yes, Rachel. That's fine. Let's see. Can anyone remember what left is, or to the left? Very good. À gauche. To the right is à droite. Very good. I remember because I was a little girl in France when I was first learning. I learned French and English at the same time, and I remember my sibling was trying. He was just like 2 years older. Was trying to teach me right and left, gauche and droite, and she got me so mixed up. And it was like years, like probably into my adulthood, before I felt like really confident about which one. And still, I give the wrong direction sometimes. Learning four at the same time wasn't very useful. So then to the left is à gauche. Good. À gauche, à droite, toute droite. Good. Let's do some more vocab. All right, so make sure you've lowered your hands and re-raised them. Let's see, we can probably divide this into. Katie, can you do, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. And Rebecca, you can do these 4. We're asking for directions. The next one we'll be doing is giving directions. And then we will have a breakout room where we're asking and giving directions. And this is probably one of the most useful things you could be learning if you're planning to go to France anytime soon. Oh, okay, no, sorry. So the first line is kind of like the title. How do you say the phrase asking for directions? Yeah, we're translating, not answering the questions. Sometimes that happens pretty often, actually. Where is it? Say où, rather. You kind of opposite of that, actually. Yes. Kind of, in French, they say more like, it's where. Pardon, excusez-moi. Good. It's actually really important for French people to, I read a really interesting article recently about how, we think French people are really rude, by American standards. And I know I've talked about this before, but the article was saying that in general, some everyday interactions are, little tiny things are important. For example, if you're stopping someone and you're going to ask for directions, you you it's quite rude to not say pardon, excusez-moi, and then wait for them to respond. In English, we can kind of be like, excuse me, and then start talking, and that's fine because we're all about getting to the point. That's what's polite in America, but in France, you say excuse me, and then you wait for them to like acknowledge you. Same with saying hello. You actually wait for them to respond. And so if you don't do that, then they'll react kind of more standoffish to you. So that's part of why that's in this list here. A good thing to remember. US, good. Or rather, okay, so where is where is actually just oo a and then dot dot dot. Où est dot dot dot. Où est is like where is it? Which is actually another way you could have said that for here. Good. Let me erase my little dots if it lets me. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay, good. Où est, where is, or you could say where is there? Où est-ce qu'il y a? I love how English speakers say excusez-moi as a joke. Like, oh yes, I'm so sophisticated. Yes, for centuries, speaking French in non-French speaking countries has always been a sign of sophistication. You read that in Russian novels, they speak French all the time to sound sophisticated. Is it c'est, est-ce que c'est, good, yes. Est-ce que c'est loin? Est-ce que c'est près? Yes. There's an accent on the E here. Is it far? Is it close? And then this one is, ooh, anyone in the chat, while I'm typing this one out, can you please tell us how do we say to ask for directions? Où est-ce qu'il y a? Where is there is where question is happening, there is blank. Where is there? Yes, very good, Rachel. So to ask, so you could say something like, where is a cafe? Où est un café? Or you could say, where is there a cafe? Où est-ce qu'il y a un café? Both are commonly used in French. Although I would almost say the difference is you could say où est le café Victor Hugo, whereas like this is like I'm specifically asking where's the Louvre, où est le Louvre, and then if I'm just looking for a museum, I'd say où est-ce qu'il y a un musée. Does that kind of make sense, the difference between them? Yes, Rachel, I think you were correct the first time. So to ask for directions is demander. Demander is to ask. Un renseignement. Okay, good. So now let's talk about giving directions. So we have, are you guys hands lowered and ready? Let's have Hannah, you can do these ones. Oops, I did the wrong tool. Oops. Hannah, you can do, come on, there we go. Okay, these ones. And Olivia, you can do these ones. So when we're asking for directions, that's demander. Does anyone remember what giving directions is? It also starts with a D. Yes. Yes. Donate. Like donation. Same root word. Donating. Let me type in here. No? Okay. Yeah, like donnez-moi. Yeah, to give me something. Give me. Donner un renseignement. Good. Renseignement. Good. Remember, the term renseignement literally means information, but the expression for asking for directions in French is asking for information. They say they're asking for information. We say asking for directions. They say information. But just so you know what the word does not literally mean directions. It means information. All right. Straight ahead is tout droit. Turn is tourner. Continue is continuer. You really had a hard one, Olivia. Very similar to yeah, information on where things are. But like I said, like in like airports or something, there's often the information desk, and it's called la renseignement. and they can give directions and they can give all sorts of other information. It's say, actually, I know in French, often we use oh, you just erased it. In French, we often say the when we don't say in English, but this is one of those times where we don't need it. So you say à gauche, à droite. I don't blame you for putting à la gauche or à la droite or something, because more often than not in French they include that, but this time they don't. À gauche, à droite. Good. Gauche is with a, not an O, but you got the idea. All right, let's put this to practice. I suggest you go to page 202 and look at the map and then on page 203, there's also, you can use this little chart in the exercise there. So you can I'm going to give you like 5 minutes so you guys can do lots of things. You can first know that vous êtes ici, you're here. So this is kind of the starting point. You can take turns either asking for like, hey, où est-ce qu'il y a un café? Where is the cafe? And you could say on the Avenue of Bordeaux, or you could say go straight, it's on the left. You could use this to be like, okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is a cafe. Where's a cafe? And then I'm going to ask where a restaurant is. I'm going to ask where a church is. I'm going to ask where a supermarket is. And then you can ask that and give directions or say what street it's on. Practice giving directions, practice asking for directions, giving directions, using the street names, using the right, left, straight ahead. I think I'm repeating myself, okay? Is on the left, dans gauche. No, it's still à gauche. You could say, for the cafe, like, où est-ce qu'il y a un café? Où est-ce qu'il y a un café? Where's there a cafe? Or I could say, où est le café, what's it called? Dupont. Le café Dupont. Où est le café Dupont? Where's the café Dupont? And the answer could be, c'est toute droite et c'est à gauche. C'est à gauche. Yeah, you can still just say c'est à gauche, and you don't have to say it like, I mean, that's not necessarily turning left. You could just say like it's on the left. C'est à gauche. And that should be just fine. But if you feel like that's confusing, you feel like that you would turn left for that, then you can just say toute droite. No, you don't have to say twice. Okay? Any other questions? I'll give you audio this time. All right, I'll give you guys like 5 minutes to do this. Take turns going back and forth asking for directions. All right, see you in 5. All right, so it looks like you're left alone until whoever you're with comes back. Why don't you just practice on your own? All right. I did that just a little early. Um, okay, so you guys were it was looking pretty good, although with the next breakout room, I highly encourage you to practice this speaking because that's kind of the thing about class. This is the time you can get that. You can kind of write out questions and answers on your own, but you can't practice verbally with someone on your own, or at least as easily as if we were in the class together like this. So it's totally fine that you wrote on the whiteboard or wrote in the chat, but I just highly encourage you to practice the speaking if the audio is an option for you. If it's not, I mean, if it's not technically working, then obviously you can't get around that. But I encourage you, if it is working, to try to use that. All right. Um, let's do some more vocabulary. Okay. And then we'll get into some more exercises really soon. So Elaine, why don't you do these four? Okay. Sarah, you can do these next four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. And Rachel, you can do these next four. I would like most people, everyone, to have their hands raised and practicing, and everyone should be practicing on their own as well. All right, what clip art should I use this time? La maison. Très bien. La cuisine, un appartement. À la salle à manger. Looking good, looking good. Room. Okay, la salle. You're not wrong, but I did teach you a different word for the word room in general. Does anyone remember what it is? Think along the same lines that a neighborhood is un quartier, or like a quarter of town. A room is a piece of the house. Yes. Un immeuble, le garage, la pièce. Good. Le salon, le jardin. Très bien. Does anyone remember the other word I taught you for living room in the chat? There was another one I taught you. La chambre. Very good. It starts with la salle. Yes, good job, Danielle. La salle de séjour. It's another way of saying living room. living room. La salle de bain, bathroom. Because in France, we have it separate, the toilet and the bathing room. Les toilettes. Très bien, très bien. All right, now let's talk about our houses. I'll just give you 2 minutes for this because there's really only so many rooms. Does anyone remember how to say upstairs, downstairs? Because that might be a fun dynamic to add to your conversation. How do you say it? Upstairs, downstairs. Very good. En haut, en bas. Does anyone, some of you girls maybe more than boys would recognize this word haut from haute couture? A French expression meaning the highest kind of clothing making. If that helps you remember. I was hoping someone would have that light bulb moment. It's like the highest, most sophisticated clothing making. Okay, so anyways, that's a little side note. So in your conversation, talk about dans ma maison, il y a. Obviously, you will all say the same things because I'm sure your houses all have the same rooms. But you could say if you have more than one bedroom, you could say which one's upstairs, which one's downstairs. It's okay if it's the most boring conversation in the world. The point is to practice. And again, I encourage you to speak. So I'm going to send you to breakout rooms for 2 minutes. And don't forget that if one person's mic is not working, like that person can type in the person whose mic is working, you can speak. Don't forget that if your mic isn't working, if your mic is working, you can type and the person whose mic isn't working can speak. That was a definitely more awkward way of saying that. So you can talk about which rooms you have in your houses, but then you could also say which one is upstairs, en haut, or which one is downstairs, en bas. Hi, we're back. I gave you like an extra 30 or 40 seconds, mostly because I couldn't make it through all the rooms in time. I didn't see a lot of action in every room, um, so, but I also had to go through quickly. Okay, let's keep moving on. Our expressions with aller. So again, with all of our main kind of cardinal verbs in French, they tend to be used in expressions. And aller, we had the expressions go ahead or come on. We had the expression go away, get out of here, and the expression let's go. Anyone in the chat, let's do this together this way, like it's a flash vocab. How do we say go ahead or come on? Oops. Good. Vas-y. Good. How about how about go away? Va-t'en. Oops, I did it wrong. Va-t'en. Good. Lots of weird dashes and things happening. Oops, I did it again. Okay. How about let's go? Allons-y. I think that's hard for you guys to remember. Allons-y. Très bien. I knew you guys knew those ones. Finally, some written exercises. So we're on page 207. Give me a second as I scroll there so I can read you the directions rather than awkwardly describe them myself. 207. We're gonna probably run out of time, but that's okay. Oh, we did this one in class that one time. So we're saying jamais le dimanche, never on Sundays. On Sundays, French students do not go to class; they go somewhere else. Express this according to the model. Le dimanche, nous n'allons pas en classe. Nous allons en fait. We don't need to do all of that thing. We just say, just use the okay. I'll sign it and then I'll do the example. Vari number 1, Stephen number 2, Abigail number 3, Danielle number 4, Tiffany number 5. And what you can do with this one is simply say the person does not go to the cafe. We don't go to the movies. Celine and Michelle does not go to the concert. So you bring into practice a conjugation for avoir. Aller. We don't. And then you're using the negative sandwich that we don't go to that place. And then if you want, you can put le dimanche at the beginning of the sentence, like on Sundays, or you can end with le dimanche. We don't do this on Sundays. Make sure you do le dimanche, comma, if you're starting out with it. Same in English. On Sundays, comma. Le dimanche. Conjugating aller. Aller. Celine Michel, n'allons. Close. Okay, so your conjugation here of allons is for nous allons. But in this case, it should be, elles, Celine and Michelle, 2 girls, allons, or whatever the proper conjugation of aller for they is. Remember, aller, je vais, tu vas, il, elle, va. Wait, what am I saying? Va, va. This is what happens when I talk and write at the same time. Nous allons, vous allez, ils, elles sont, vont. I did this so much last year too. Like speaking and typing at the same time. Not a great combination. Le dimanche, Philippe ne va pas au café. Céline Michel, still not the correct verb here. Le dimanche, Jérôme ne va pas au restaurant. Le dimanche, je ne pas Un match de football. Okay, you actually forgot your verb here. Right now you're saying I not at the soccer game. You need to say je ne vais pas. I am not going. Anyone in the chat? What's the proper conjugation here? No, it's not nous allons. We're talking about her and hers. They. No. Celine Michelle would change to elles. Elles ne vont pas. Good. No vont. Ooh, this is something you guys need to practice. Good to know. Noted. Note for yourselves. This is something you need to practice. Just vont. It's vont. Vous n'allons pas au cinéma. That's kind of a mix. So here we have vous. The correct conjugation for vous is aller. So we'd say vous n'allez pas. N apostrophe, because aller begins with the vowel. Vous n'allez pas au cinéma. Le dimanche, je ne vais pas un match de foot. You forgot the a here, which means you're going to it, not just going to the going soccer game. But you get the right idea. All right, we're running out of time, and we're definitely not going to get through everything. So how about I skip the vocab, and we'll keep doing the exercises. Which is too bad, because this is one of the ones that we didn't really get to during class as well. Make sure you know all the vocab for place, event, things we do in town. Because remember, this chapter is all about, starts out with just the general words for town and village and city, and we're able to talk. Then we learned the words for street and neighborhood and stuff like that. Then we talked about the things that are there, like the stadium, the store, the mall, the things that are there. And then we talked about how to get to there, like directions. And then the next layer, which I feel like we didn't get as much time as I would have liked, is to talk about doing the activities in those places. So you see how it gets from general to more specific, but we're all still in the same kind of theme. We're having a party, we're going on a date or having a meeting, we're having a picnic, we're going to someone's place. And then we learned the grammar to kind of support it, like going to there, coming from there. And then actually, let's do this one. We don't have a lot of time, but I feel like this is an important one to do. So make sure your hands are lowered if you went before. Abby, can you do these? Katie, can you do these? Olivia, translate these. Hannah, translate these. We arrive. Good. You have kind of the verbs, Abby. And then the expressions on foot, by bicycle, by car, by taxi. So if we're going to arrive at the party by foot, or we're going to go back by taxi, we're going to stay. Do you see how we're kind of can piece together all these things? By bus, by train, by metro or subway. Yes. And then let's see, Olivia had the expression. Remember when we see the words faire une promenade, here I'll write it up here. You're totally correct. Faire une promenade. When you see it by itself, we think going for a walk by foot by itself. But if you say faire une promenade à pied, like you did, correct? That's more, again, even more specifically by you're walking by foot. But you can faire une promenade en vélo, en vélo, or en voiture, en vélo, en voiture. And that's going for a bike ride or going for a car ride or drive. It's like simpler in French, I think. Perfect. Any questions about these, you guys? Don't the glasses look funny when there's a lot of them? They like don't look like glasses anymore. Okay. Let's keep going through. So we won't be able to have time to get through everything because we just have like a minute or two left of class. But I encourage you to go through the PowerPoint, which I'll have up. Today in your. I normally do it tomorrow, so Thursday class doesn't have it early, but I'll do it today because you guys have the test. And I encourage you to go through it again yourselves at your own pace, or and if you have any questions about the answers, you can ask me, or refer to your textbook. I followed it pretty strongly here. Okay, so this is really important. The near future, which we'll be using the rest of the year and the rest of your time in French. Let's see. Can you lower your hands if you just went? Okay, Gabe, can you translate? Natalie is going to swim. Elaine, they are going to play tennis. Rebecca, we are going to rest at the house. That was it's supposed to be like stay at the house, but the word rest here is kind of supposed to help you. Erin, Sylvie is not going to listen to the concert. Don't forget. So the formula is aller plus infinitive plus the near future. So aller is conjugated in the present. And then this is your action verb. This is like the actual action that's happening, not conjugated, which is another way. Infinitive, by nature, means it's not conjugated. Let's see if you guys, it's a weird one. Nathalie va nager. Perfect. Ils vont jouer au tennis. Nous allons rester à la maison. Maison is féminin. À la maison. Good. This is a little sexist, but you can think of it as like the woman's world, right? Is the house. That's feminine. That's probably where it came from, but if it helps you remember. You have it a little hard with this one. So Sylvie, and then if ever we have the negative sandwich, the ne and the pas go around only the aller, not the infinitive. Elle ne va pas. Elle ne va pas écouter le concert. Yes. Good. And then, but then écouter here is conjugated, not conjugated, so it's écouter er. It's infinitive. Elle ne va pas écouter. Because we want the first verb here is conjugated and the second one is not. Écouter er. Okay, we're out of time. You guys have been working really hard. Very proud of you. Let's look over what we would have finished with class. Just some more exercises on that. Don't forget when we're talking about nouns describing nouns. In English, we say tennis racket. The main noun is the modifying noun is first, the main noun is second. In French, it's opposite. We would say raquette de tennis. We would say voiture de sport rather than sports car. It's flipped, and there's the word de in between. Math problem would be problème de maths, and so forth. Our stress pronouns, these are the ones that were me, you, he or she. Don't forget these. Lui, elle, nous and vous staying the same, and then this is elle. That's some exercises for that. We had our vocabulary for sports and games and music, and we already went over this, but just for sports we say jouer à, and for music we say jouer de. And then that was almost it. And then we had the possessive ones, which were mon, ma, mes, ton, ta, tes, and so forth. All of those. Almost done, you guys. I know I'm going pretty late. And then the possession that we did last week. Okay, so I hope you guys have a great week. The test will be up on Friday. You have all week to from this upcoming Friday to the next Friday. You can take the test. All right, have a great week. Au revoir, and thanks for staying a little late.